Wiltshire Police opened a hate crime incident last week after an 11-year-old snowflake was called shorty and leprechaun. Wiltshire Police clearly have no serious crimes to be clearing up as they decide to step in to protect the boys' fifis and contribute to the ever-increasing population of wet wipes that we're being faced with in today's society. Wiltshire Police was, by the way, named last year as the worst force in the country when it came to dealing with solving sexual offences, clearing up just one of 140 rape cases. In fact, the official figures seem to suggest that just 0.7% of rape cases in Wiltshire resulted in a charge. Now we know why. Last December, an appeal court ruling ruled that the police policy on recording non-crime hate incidents interferes with the right to freedom of expression, but police continue to act like wet wipes, personal bodyguards, lifting anyone for saying something that another doesn't agree with or says they find offensive. I would love to have had the police on my side when I was called some things far worse than shorty, but of course I don't go crying to the police over simple name calling, because I'm not a pussy. Josie Appleton, director of Freedom of Speech group, the Manifesto Club, said that it beggars belief that one child calling another shorty becomes a police matter. Recording non-crimes takes the police into dangerous territory of policing speech and everyday interactions. The police created this dubious non-crime hate incident system on their own initiative and have been told by the Court of Appeal and Home Secretary to scrap it. It's high time they did. Andrew Allinson, Chief Executive of the Freedom Association, added, "Something is either a crime or it isn't. Non-crime hate incidents are a threat to free speech and should be consigned to the dustbin of history." One of the issues with a non-crime hate incident that is because it's not a criminal offence, the accused has no right of appeal. Non-crime hate incident reports were introduced in 2014 and the College of Policing defines them as those perceived by the victim or any others to be motivated by hostility or prejudice. Note the word perceived, meaning that it doesn't have to be motivated by hostility or prejudice and can simply be abused by any Twitter snowflake who's losing an argument. In fact, there are said to be some 10,000 non-crime hate incidents per year. The serious offences are going unsolved with so many bullcrap reports about non-crimes being investigated. The College of Policing has had to review its guidance over non-crime hate incidents in the wake of the Harry Miller case. Harry Miller, a former police officer from Humberside Police, who was spoke to by police about a poem he shared on Twitter about trans folk. The High Court ruled that the force's actions were a disproportionate interference with Mr Miller's right to freedom of expression, and the Court of Appeal found that the College of Policing's guidance also breached his freedom of expression rights, forcing the College of Policing to review its guidance to add in more safeguards for freedom of speech. But of course they haven't. So I feel sorry for those who have to live under the Wiltshire police regime, who are the victim of an actual criminal offence, being ignored, being left to deal with it yourself and investigate for the police, and quite literally wasting your time reporting it in the first place. At least the criminals now know what to do if they want to get away with a serious crime. All they need to do is be polite in the commission of that crime, and the police will continue to target their resources on hurty words, whilst criminals rape their way around the country.